Hi, my name is Shannon Wright, and I'm one of the Associate Faculty Leads for CTC here at Post, and I'm going to be discussing the final grading process as you enter Unit 8 and prepare to submit your final grades. The deadline for submitting final grades is 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Sunday of Unit 8. And the first step in submitting your final grades is to come to your Grade Center, and you'll see that I have created a preview user in my Grade Center so that I can show you a few grading related items that you'll need to understand in order to submit your final grades. When you come to your Grade Center, you're going to want to ensure that all spaces in your Grade Center are filled in with either grades and appropriate grading feedback or zeros. For example, this Unit 1 interactive exercise shows a blue circle, which means a student has started the interactive but not completed it. You would need to assign a 0 or a 100 based on their attempt. And then for each student who received a 0 on an interactive, you'll need to check to make sure that they have not submitted that interactive since you've graded it. You do that by coming next to the 0 and clicking this down arrow. You can see that there was an attempt and that I scored a 100 on it. So you would need to view grade details, and then you'll see a button that says revert. You'll want to click that to revert the grade. When you do, it'll say revert this grade value, and you select OK. You will now see 100 out of 100 points for this assignment, and you can return to the Grade Center here to make sure that the grade has populated for the student, which you can see that it has. You might also notice when you go to start grading that students have gone back and submitted late work. You would want to grade that just like you grade any other assignment throughout the week. And please make note that all work submitted before 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday should be accepted and graded. Next, you will want to determine which student should be assigned a UF or unearned F as their final grade. You can do this by pulling a copy of your roster and using the LDA column there, or you can come here to the left side of your Blackboard menu under Evaluation and select Course Analytics. You'll then see a link for a report called the Course Submission Summary that you can click on. This is an example of the report that will be pulled, and you can see that you can sort by date of last submission. You will need to use the email sent to you from the registrar that will give you the date for LDA or last date of activity in your course. You can use that to determine which students to assign a UF to. Once you've determined which students should receive a UF, it's time to assign final grades in this final grade column. You will use a student's weighted total to determine their final grade in the course, and you'll also receive a grading chart in your email from the registrar that will tell you how to convert their numerical grades into letter grades. But what I do is simply go to the final grade box, I type in the weighted total, and then you're going to select enter, and it will populate the letter grade for the course. In cases where a student has a 92.8, for example, that could be rounded up to a 93, which is an A instead of an A minus. Please double check and confirm that you have selected the right final grade for each student in your course, because final grades can only be submitted and approved one time. I'm going to show you in Instructor Resources some helpful final grading documents that you can access. If you click on Instructor Resources, you will see a whole section on how to submit final grades for online courses. In here, you will see a document on how to submit final grades, as well as links to a grade change form and an incomplete grade form should you need one. If you click on this document link called How to Submit Final Grades, you'll be brought to a page that walks you step by step with screenshots attached how to submit your final grades. You'll want to make sure that you follow each step carefully so that you ensure all of your grades are accurate and get submitted accurately. One step that tends to be a little bit confusing is step 3 and 4 in this document. So I'm going to walk you through in my own class how you would submit grades using these steps. You're going to want to go to your Grade Center and click Manage. Once you click on this Manage button, you're going to go down to Grade Approval and Transfer. When you select that, you're going to see a box appear that lists your course section, and then there'll be a small box beside it that you're going to check. Once you do that, you'll scroll down until you see these options appear. You want to select Approve Grades. You do not want to select Grade Column Approval and Transfer. This will make your grades be in a partially approved status. So you're going to select Approve Grades and you're going to click it. Once you do so, a banner will appear that lets you know that they have been approved and submitted successfully. Once you have submitted your grades, you might have students that go back and complete work someday throughout the day on Sunday. If they submit that work and it is before 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, you will need to grade that and submit a grade change form if their new work changes their letter grade in the class. So this might take them from a B to a B+. If their letter grade does not change, then you do not need to submit a grade change form. Should you have any academic integrity violations that arise in Unit 8, you're going to follow the same process for reporting them as you normally would. You would need to message RJ and he will determine the level of violation. Once they resubmit their work after the 1 week, you will need to go back and grade that and submit a grade change form if their graded work changes their letter grade in the course. If you have any questions about the final grading process, please reach out to RJ or your AFL as they are your go-to people for all final grading submission questions.